So Twin Cities Live, you know this, we are all about food, fashion, and fun. We celebrate happy. That's what we do.
Yes, we do. But yesterday, we needed to step aside as the nation watched some really tragic moments unfold in Florida.
Today, we're going to continue our mission, though, of sharing the good that life has to offer, like the story of Matt and Kay. They are the winners of TCL's Trend Wedding Contest. It is presented by the Wedding Guys, and they will tie the knot live on our show. Oh my gosh, can you believe this? Just over 2 weeks.
Whoa, since December. Our cameras have followed the bride and groom as they prepare for their big day. But this isn't a traditional engagement. That's because you select everything for them, from the venue to the honeymoon.
Yesterday, the wedding bands you get to vote on were here in the studio, and we want to make sure that you have the chance to see them up close, too. So the process started when TCL reporter Kelly Hansen met our couple at a place called Jewelry by Johan in Oakdale.
So keep in mind, many of the styles that you see, we can mix and match.
That is so gorgeous.
The trend of customizing things for a wedding is huge right now.
It's the biggest thing in weddings. We've seen it across the spectrum, but now you can actually customize your rings, which is really cool. Like there isn't anything like this where you can really tell your story in something that's going to be with you way after the wedding, forever.
So we have all of the traditional precious metals, and we also work with titanium and tungsten. We have the antler, the wood, meteorite, dinosaur bone.
To come here and have such a huge selection and everything is just so customizable, this is awesome.
This one is actually whiskey barrel, just for you to see. We kind of mimic the whiskey barrel look of it. Traditionally, when you go into a store, you can kind of select your own look of what you enjoy the most out of certain things, but you can't change anything about them. You can't really change the width of them. You can't change the materials to be what you want it to be. And that's what makes us different.
While Matt and Kay are finishing up picking out the materials for the rings, this is a sneak peek behind the scenes. This is called the bench here at Johann's. This is where they make the rings so you can have it customized just for the bride and groom.
For her bands, we want to change them all to yellow gold because that is what her engagement band is. So we're matching it for her wedding band, and they're going to be all yellow gold with the inlays that they have chosen, which is the antler, the meteorite, and the woods.
I'm just going to keep all of these on my fingers.
That's fine.
I think I'd be happy with any one of them. Really like the deer antler, really like the whiskey barrel, and the meteorite is just so cool.
I love yellow golds, and I have yellow gold for my ring, so I would still like to keep that. I do like warmer tones, but Matt likes...
I don't really like the yellow gold. I like,
and that's okay.
I like the silver color. I like the darker woods.
Yeah.
So.
And that's okay, because here you can customize everything, and you don't have to exactly like the same thing, but at the end of the day, you're definitely going to love what you get.
Matthew from the Wedding Guys is here to present the 3 options that you get to vote on. Matthew, nice to have you.
Great to be back.
So number 1 is this whiskey barrel option. So, okay, let's look at this.
Super cool. So it's a burl mesquite wood.
Wow.
And it looks like a mini whiskey barrel.
Oh my gosh.
Super cool. And
that
that's
is fun.
paired with a crushed abalone for Kay's ring.
Okay, Kay's ring looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's really,
Boy,
really
I would
great.
want that just as like any kind of ring. That's
Yeah.
so pretty.
Compare that with, yeah.
I like
anything.
that. I think these look so cool, and they're a little bit more of like a talking point.
It is. It's something that's totally unique. Something that you're not going to see on everybody
Yeah,
else.
that's really
Very
cool.
rarely do you ever ask anyone about their wedding bands.
Right.
You know?
But when you see
But
something like
these
this, you're
are
going to be
different.
like, what is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Explain to me what's going on. Okay,
Really
so
cool.
option number 2 is deer antler oak.
This one might be my favorite.
Oh, it is. Okay, here, I'm
the
going to
antler
tip
is
these.
so cool.
Oh my gosh.
And when Matt and Kay were there, they actually saw the piece of antler that their rings were
Oh, is that
made
right?
out of.
Okay,
Yeah.
this
Cool.
is really neat. And
Let's
so many
look at
people
those.
are into like antlers, you know, on their walls. We had antlers at our wedding as part of the centerpieces.
I love it.
Just kind of like a little bit of rustic.
Yeah.
You could have worn
involved.
it too.
I know. I should have had it made into a ring.
What I like about Matt's ring is it also includes a band of oak as well.
Oh,
so you got that
yes.
two-tone effect.
Can you guys
which
see
is really
that?
Cool.
This is very cool. At first, when I heard about this, I was kind of like, oh, I'm not sure how these are going to translate into the actual pieces of jewelry.
But they're just gorgeous.
They really are.
And what's great too is that the bride's ring can be yellow gold.
Yep.
And the groom's ring can be titanium.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
they don't need to
Yeah,
be
they don't have to be the
matchy-matchy.
same.
Plus, it's fun to have, I mean, I wear my wedding band a lot on its own and take my engagement ring off when I'm like gardening or doing dishes or something like that. And so that would be so pretty. This one would be so
Yeah,
pretty
it's
on
gorgeous
its own.
on its own, yeah.
Ooh, I love that one.
All right, now finally, this one sounds really out there.
This is pretty.
Literally.
Meteorite.
Yes, so
I
it's
mean,
actually
out
from a
of this
meteorite. Yep, it came from somewhere else.
What?
Yeah, that's what these ones
Okay,
are.
look, guys.
And what's really cool is when when they actually form them into the ring, the etching, you can see the texture,
Yeah, no kidding.
which is really cool.
It's fun.
They're really interesting. Each of them have their own unique, interesting look. So when you see them, it's a second glance required.
Mesquite burl on the
Oh
inside.
yeah, show that. Okay, can you guys see that inside?
Oh yeah, that looks slick.
Oh gosh.
How about that?
Fun.
Isn't that awesome?
And you know what's like? Put that on, Steve, because
love
it's
this. So
so smooth. And I think for a lot of guys too, it's like they're not used to wearing jewelry.
Right.
How does it feel?
It's not gonna come off.
Hello, ladies.
I'd like to leave this on. You know, I've been wearing my wedding ring on my right hand for a swimming reason, and I even had someone on Twitter the other day say, "Give up the charade. You're not even married."
He is married, but you need to get a ring
is
that
awesome.
works on your. That one looks great on you. Maybe you should get a new one. And this one then
it on my
coordinates.
tag?
It coordinates, but it's in the yellow gold instead.
Beautifully.
What's really cool though is they're all done locally. So
Yeah.
That's
they
really cool.
actually manufacture and create the rings right there.
The smoothness on the inside of this ring ought not be understated. Now,
know.
I'm interested here, Matthew. Jewelry by Johann. You had a lot of partners that you guys could have teamed up with here. What was it outside of what we're talking about here that
The
really stood out about them?
customization,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
amazing.
One
And
of a
it's
kind.
not, you don't go into like a store. You go and you pick and create your own ring.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So
That's,
yeah,
even
that's,
great.
that's
That's
what makes
one of
it
those
cool.
wedding planning
Yeah.
dates that you get to go on, you know?
Well, it's something the guys get really into too.
Yes.
A lot of the pieces of the wedding, they are kind of ancillary, unfortunately. The
Right.
bride kind of takes over in a lot of cases.
As
and
it
this
should
is
be.
something, this is really something that the guy can jump into and get a whiskey barrel, for instance, on his ring finger, right?
It's really cool. Okay, so you and Bruce are planning another big event, Matthew. You have to tell us all
Unveiled.
about it. Yep, every soon-to-be bride, groom, whoever should attend this.
If they've been to any other show, they have to come to Unveiled
Yeah.
because it's so different. It's really about creating an experience, shopping through all the different pieces of the wedding. But what we like to do is bring them in and showcase new ideas and trends. We're very focused on that piece. What's really fun too, we have tasting bars where they can actually come and taste not only cakes, which is usually kind of standard at a bridal show,
Right.
but also the catering, which is really
that's
fun.
great.
There's a beauty bar where they can get makeovers done, which is really fun.
Fun.
And our fashion show at Unveiled is a couture fashion show, which is really great. So
It's
high-end.
very
It's high
well
fashion.
done.
Yeah.
It's very well done. Such a time saver instead of going to like all these different
Yes.
places and all over the metro.
couples are busy.
One
They can
spot.
come. It's like speed dating for your wedding. You get a chance to preview everything, and then you actually get to see the personalities of the vendors, which is so
That's
important
very cool.
because you're working with them sometimes up to a year, and
Yeah.
then they're with you on your most important day too. So.
Yeah, they are
Absolutely.
with you that day. They are
Yeah.
a part
So
of
you
that
better
day.
like them.
You better.
Okay,
Well, we
Matthew,
like
thank
you,
so much.
Matthew. Thank you. Nice to see you.
That was
What's happening with
yesterday.
your ring? I know.
I just got my ring, by the
Finally,
way.
you put
During
it-
that segment, I got it onto my left hand.
Because I said, this is ridiculous.
Off of my right hand.
Stop explaining this. Just put it back on your left hand.
But next time I go swimming, I'm going to put it back on my right hand. I got to get it resized.
I
it's a whole
know,
thing.
I
But boy,
know.
are viewers interested.
Yeah, they are.
And I appreciate that.
They just care about your well-being.
Except the one lady on Twitter who told me I was fake married. You can get 50% off of tickets to Unveiled using promo code TCL online. You'll find a link on TwinCitiesLive.com.
Yeah, you will. It is time for you to vote on the wedding bands that Matt and Kay will keep. So head to our website, look for the Trend Wedding logo. You can select option 1, that's Whiskey Barrel, option 2 with Deer Antler and Oak, or option 3 with Meteorite. I'm just going to say option 2 is my favorite.
That hasn't worked yet.
I know, but it might
You
this
know?
time. Okay.
Meteorite is interesting.
I know. It's
Whiskey
cool.
Barrel is cool.
Yeah.
They want us to keep reading.
Okay.
You have until 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday to pick your favorite. We will announce which rings will seal the deal next Wednesday. Big thanks to the Wedding Guys for sponsoring Twin Cities Live. And hey, save the date. Matt and Kay will say I do live on our show Friday, March 2nd.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. You're going to meet a husband and wife